Hey, howdy, and a big welcome back to Yak City Gaming here on Clemhawks, everybody, as I am very excited to share with you just how excited I am for MLB The Show 22 franchise mode. Now, anyone that remembers me from back in the day of, well, MLB 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 would know, yes, sirree, those Blue Jays franchise modes. I loved myself some time in franchise mode. And at long last, a few things that have been on my bucket list for years are now coming off of the bucket list and going into practice here in MLB The Show 22. And that's where I want to begin, is just how excited I am for some of these new features to be added to the game. What game? Oh, this game. Oh, see, it's for some reason it didn't even come up because I'm an absolute moron. Don't you worry. How about this game? Oh, look at that. Yeah, sorry. I still don't know what I'm doing. Hold on. Give me a second. That game. Yeah, there we go. MLB The Show 22. Shohei Ohtani on the cover, and it is going to be one heck of a blast, especially in franchise mode, because of what they've got going this year. So, obviously, I just went and got Cole's notes, what I need to know from the man, the myth, the legend, M. Frisk himself, a great mentor in the community that is the MLB The Show community. Great guy, can personally vouch for him. Fantastic human being. And of course, he had these nice laid out chapters, and I'm just picking and choosing a couple of really great things that I'm excited for with this MLB The Show, specifically in franchise mode. Now, when you get down to it, I think the biggest addition is there are no longer the need to, oh, well, I'm going to wait until next week to start my franchise mode when the more realistic rosters come out. My friends, day one, April 5th, April 1st, whatever the heck that first day is, MLB to single A rosters, all real, all preloaded, all ready to go right out of the gate. How sweet does that sound? And I mean, that's one thing, right? How many times have you seen your favorite YouTuber that does franchise mode go hard at a franchise, just try to eat up as many years as possible, get the storylines out of the way early, and then all of a sudden, the OSFM rosters back in the day, whatever rosters we've been using for the past 3 years, come out, and that's game over for that franchise mode. Boot into the new one, get Vladdy Guerrero Jr. in there, and start the Blue Jays rebuild, right? Obviously, we've been there, we've done that. I have done that personally, and here we find ourselves now not having to do it in MLB The Show 22, and I'm very, very excited for that because that's a huge, huge get. And obviously, right, the prospects every year get more and more exciting in the MLB because they come up sooner and sooner and sooner, and we are on the cusp of what is going to be a transformational next few years for the MLB now that the lockout is over. Now, obviously, to that too, two-way player updates, stuff like that. Life improvements, quality of life improvements have been made. The contract improvements are huge because you can have a better offseason. You can have a more realistic offseason with the franchise mode, right? It's that simple, right? You have less players signing in the exclusive period, things going a little bit more to par in the real life MLB offseason. And now for a guy who, yes, traditionally when it's time for the offseason in MLB The Show, I'm live streaming. Those are my live streams from my franchise mode, is going through all that, gunning up, getting that all done because it's easiest to do it all in one shot instead of doing 6 or 7 videos that nobody is going to watch. So now you get a live stream, you get the boys rolling, the guys going, and a good old time, and away you go with some franchise mode on a live stream, right? Great time. Has been traditionally, will be here on Clemhawks on MLB The Show 22 this year. So that's a nice improvement. Then all of a sudden, right, you move into the other side of things too. The contract improvements, you can go up to 35 million. You can go max term 15 years. There's a couple of great things there. I'm looking, I didn't see in anything I've watched so far if there's that tweak to the dollar amounts or you're still kind of itsy bitsy on the dollar amounts, but I'd like to see that as well, kind of get a change a little bit there. But that's quality of life thing I'm not too worried about coming out of retirement and stepping into it for the first time in a couple of years. Now, the player metrics, going off a 3 years performance, weighting the players differently, weighting how they play and interact within the franchise mode is huge. That's something, right? Obviously, you look at the changes that have been made and you look at how things have previously run, and it's just night and day for us that love to do franchise mode here on YouTube, because it allows you, right? That guy hits 30, there's a little bit more flexibility with him. That guy goes out and has a great season, it doesn't doom you. The guy grows in overall, it shouldn't doom you. There's a lot more to the player weighting than there was before by the looks of it, and that should allow more dynamic kind of staging of the team in the offseason as the season progresses, and in concert with the trade metric where rentals are more expensive, where getting guys at higher overalls are going to be a little bit more difficult, and you can't just stack the farm system and just trade guys out when it's time to go for it year after year after year in year 3, 4, 5, when your today prospects are tomorrow stars, and you can just continue to go until those guys are gone, and then you have another 5 guys that are the core, right? There's going to be a little bit more dynamics to it, and I think that could really allow for guys to really go out there and have a lot of fun with, well, maybe I don't want to go out and win the World Series. Maybe I want to be the struggle squad Baltimore Orioles for the next 10 years in franchise mode, and just see if we can have a Hall of Famer on the team that drags the team to 60 wins, right? Who knows? The kind of things you can do now, and especially when you get into the wonky stuff, playing with the 1 overalls, the 0 overalls, the 99 overalls, the stuff you'd be able to do with that because of how guys are now weighted, how the trade metrics work, are just going to be absolutely unreal in my mind, and I'm very much so just very excited to get my hands on this, take a look at how this looks, and get playing with it sometime in early April. I cannot wait. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're very excited, because gosh darn am I ever. So, Yak from Yak City Gaming here on Clemhawks, ready to rip. See you soon. I'm up on out of here.